Weekly updates tend to be some of the most wasted time on our calendars. And really, there's a more effective way to do these weekly status update meetings asynchronously. One way to do that is to use OneNote. And OneNote will help you organize everyone's statuses into one place, and then you can do some analysis of it. So there are two options here, and let me show you these to you. I'm in OneNote right now. So over on the left, you have Copilot notebooks and you have notebooks. So what I've done is I have created a notebook by clicking the plus sign, and I've named it. I didn't invite anyone to it yet because honestly, I like to create the notebook first and then invite people. So down here, I have this team status notebook. You'll see that at the very bottom. I like mine to be alphabetical, so I will actually move that alphabetically where it goes. But in there, I can create a page, and I'm going to call that page January 16th, 2026, because I'm going to do it weekly. So from here, I can ask my team to add their statuses. So I could give them some instructions. I could put those here. And typically when I collect statuses from my team, I typically like to know four things. Number one, what did they accomplish this week or the previous week? If I usually ask for these on Friday. What do you plan to accomplish next week? Roadblocks or items that they need some assistance with, and upcoming commitments or out of office that I need to know about. And then what I do is I can add sub pages to this particular page. So if I add another page, let's say this is going to be January 23rd, 2026. And then from here, I could make this a sub page if I wanted to. So underneath this, I could add a page, and I'm going to just put the person's name. So this is going to be Danny. And I'm going to actually move this up, and I'm going to make it a sub page. I'm just right clicking to do that. And so then I would put everybody's name in here. I could put in make new sub page or make a new page. And then I could call this John, and so on. And then each person is going to go into the week. They can see the instructions, and then they can list their statuses. The advantage of doing this is everyone can read everyone else's information, so we're all on the same page. And if I look at maybe John's, I might see that he's having a roadblock that I could potentially help him with. Now, you don't have to just do this with employees. You can do this with contractors. When I run larger scale development projects, I have all contractors do this because often they have skill sets that I might not know about. And if John has posted something that he has a roadblock, he can't figure out maybe a variable in storyline, he can post that, and then someone else might be able to jump in and help him. And it kind of creates this teamwork mentality as we work through different projects. The newer feature that is in OneNote that I want to point out is the Copilot notebooks. So Copilot notebooks is actually a newer feature. It is the rival competitor to Google's Notebook LM. So I'm going to show you both, depending on if you're on the Google side of things or you're on the Microsoft side of things. So Copilot, and there's a really nice video here if you use OneNote. You can watch the video, it'll tell you exactly what to do. But basically, I can create a notebook. Again, I can call this Team Notebook. And honestly, this is where I probably would do it now, knowing what I know about AI. A year ago, this didn't exist. But what I could do is in this Team Notebook, I can actually upload files. And so can the team. We could add references, all kinds of things. So we can add attachments and then drag our files in here that might need to be in there. Maybe a standards document that someone's working on. And then I can create the team notebook. And when I do that, I can actually have everyone put their information in here. But then what we can do, we can add new pages, and we can actually do some evaluation of that content, right? So we could have it compile a summary every week so that we could see the summary of everyone's status in one place. So what it does is it uses the power of AI and consolidates all of those different inputs, just like you would do in ChatGPT or any other AI tool that you're using. So I encourage you to play around with that in OneNote, but let me take you over to Notebook LM because it works very similarly. So if you're on the Google side of things, you could do something similar. So again, you could create a notebook for your team in Notebook LM. And I don't use Google quite as often, but you would just go to notebook.google.com. notebooklm.google.com. And you can see I already have some notebooks in here, but I could create a new notebook. And so, for example, for my leadership webinar series, this is where I will put all of the content that I'm teaching every month for 12 months. And my students can come into this notebook and they can use all of the sources that I've taught to use it as a reference guide for their questions. So if I go back, I'm going to show you one that we use when we teach a class in the real estate market. So you can kind of understand the power of what Notebook LM can do. So once I have a bunch of documents, and in this case, these happen to be research documents around the real estate industry, around diversity markets. So what we've done is we've pulled in all these documents. So put this in the context of your team. You would put in all of their statuses. You would put in all of the documents that they might be working on. And then what you would do is you could actually have it do a variety of outputs. So over here on the right, I have this studio. And from here, I can ask it to take all of these documents and create a video. So let's pretend that these are statuses from your meeting. You could have it create based on those 6 sources or however many sources you have, a really quick video overview of those statuses or those documents. I can click on this one. I don't remember. This one is a mind map of the content that we have provided. I always forget how to minimize it. I could also create, let me go down here. I think that one is a video as well. It is. I could have it do a summary or a note of some different elements that I want it to take a peek at. I can also do audio outputs. I can do flashcards. So here's a quick flashcard of the content I've provided of what the highlights were. And then I can see the answers on the other side. So lots of things you can do with both Notebook LM as well as Microsoft Copilot if you use those AI tools. But bottom line is, let's get rid of meetings that don't add value to your team and DSD. As Amy Porterfield says, do something different. Try it for a month and see how it works out. Do things asynchronously. See how your team is connecting. But I hope you enjoy some of these tips and let me know if you use them.